Welcome back. It's Couch Report. It's time for a bit of Snick Wolverine. Yeah, number 11, Saladin Ahmed I, Martín Cóccolo. So I'm going to dive into this book page by page. I'm going to give you my thoughts. So please read the book beforehand if you don't want me to spoil it. Like the video if you can and hit subscribe. That would be amazing. Right. Without further ado, Wolverine versus yet again Sabretooth. That's right. We went through this legendary run beforehand, and a few handful of issues later, Sabretooth has yet again returned. So this is one of the down points for me. This is one of the huge down points of this run. It's like, let's give Wolverine someone else to fight, right? That would be fantastic. We've got thousands of characters in Marvel's arsenal. Why is it always Sabretooth? Now, it's not even explained while he's back. I'm sure that might come later on. But it's just this sort of blunt force. We've got to throw Sabretooth in, and it's jarring, you know? It feels like, okay. So it gives you that moment of, all right, another Sabretooth story. But anyway, I digress. Now, Saladin Ahmed is not my favourite writer. I just can't click. What he's done to Daredevil in my mind is reprehensible. But credit where credit's due. I thoroughly enjoyed this issue, 99%. This is the first issue is written that I've actually quite enjoyed, okay, because there are high stakes here. So a quick catch up is that Wolverine's long thought dead mother from 100 odd years ago has resurfaced, right? And she sent a letter asking him to come back to the ancestral home. He's done that, and he's found, obviously, this guy, old Sabretooth. So what we have is this huge fight through most of the issue, which seems to be a bit of a trend in Marvel books this week. Spider-Man's much the same. But the cool parts are the underlying story. Now, Wolverine, if you don't know, was sort of disowned by his mother. He saw his father murdered. There's a lot of history here. She threw him out, so there was never much love between Wolverine and his mother. But here she is, you know, proclaiming that she does love him. She understands, but he's always seen himself as a beast, and one of the first people to call him a beast was his own mother. So that story of him thinking, oh my God, like what do I do? My mother's here. She's seeing me do this. She's going to think that I really am this beast. You know, there's nothing more to me than this horrible man with claws that tears people apart. But she is changing her mind very quickly with Sabretooth on the prowl, and she's helping him out. She realizes that he has to do what he has to do to protect the ones he loves, right? So this fight ensues for quite a long time throughout the whole book. And again, we get this sort of retrospective look into Wolverine's feelings towards his mother and how that shaped him, all culminating in this battle outside where his mother basically says, go get him, kid. And he does. He goes berserk. He absolutely tears Sabretooth to shreds. But of course, Sabretooth ain't done right. He said, where do you think you're going? He's back. Now, he's trying to protect his mother. At the last moment, Sabretooth does a Hail Mary and launches himself towards Wolverine's mother. But Wolverine takes him down, even bloodier than before, biting the side of his mouth out, slicing and dicing, and just eviscerating him, leaving him, I guess, unconscious, right? Because his healing is going to have to try and catch up with that. So Wolverine, you can feel Wolverine here. He feels like he's blown any chance of his mother ever loving him. But she turns around and says, you know, you have the eyes of a man who's killed before, but I can feel in my soul that any dark deeds you've done to help others. And Wolverine, I mean, you got to remember, there's 100 odd years here of these emotions building up. You know, always wanting to prove to his mother that he wasn't a beast or feel his mother's love, and he's finally getting it. And now any man or mutant would crumble at that, and that's exactly what's happened. And Wolverine just collapses in tears in his mother's arms. And then we have the big reveal, which we all knew was coming, right? We knew it wasn't really Wolverine's mother. It's Mastermind, who, you know, can manipulate things, cause illusions and hallucinations. So Mastermind is the villain behind all of this. Now, like I say, 99% of this book I really enjoyed until this last page. It just felt like a bit of it's Mastermind. It's, you know, another Z-list villain that no one cares about. You know, it really does. Okay, he played a huge part in the, the Phoenix Saga, the Dark Phoenix Saga many moons ago, and a couple of other big plot points. But for all intents and purposes, who cares about Mastermind? I don't know anyone else who does. But yes, as it says in the next issue part, at the mercy of Mastermind. So why is Mastermind here? What is he up to? How did Sabretooth come back from the dead yet again? And what is going to unfold in the remainder of this arc? We will find out soon enough. So those are my thoughts. Like I say, I enjoyed most of it, but just didn't enjoy the end. I'd like to hear what you think. But like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you can. And we'll catch you in the next review. Oh.